Happy afternoon to each and everyone present here. Today we are here for the faculty development program and the topic of selection of scholarly journals and their visibility, strategies and techniques. This will be help the faculty to gain more knowledge on the part of development. Today the day one, the topic for today is developing patient to get into successful academic research and development careers. Now I request Dr. B. Jagadeeshan sir, IQASC coordinator of our college, to welcome the faculties and address the gathering.
Sir, your voice is not audible, sir. You have to unmute.
Good afternoon, everyone. Warm welcome to online 7 days faculty development program. Respected Secretary Dr. Harish L. Mehta and respected Secretary Academic and Finance Dr. Jaswant C. Principal Dr. C. Murugesan, Professor in charge Dr. M. Shaktivel Murugan, and IQC team, IQC Associate Coordinator Dr. S. Balaji and Dr. Karunagaran, and the heads of the department BCom CA Dr. K. Rajshekharan, Accounting and Finance Dr. Meghala, and BCom Corporate Secretaryship HOD Dr. Lavanya. It's my privilege and honor to welcome you all of this online faculty development program on the topic of selection of scholarly journals and web visibility strategy and techniques. I think this kind of faculty development program to enhance the research skill and how to identify the journals, how to publish the article in the reputed high impact journals. This faculty development program, as per the NAC guidelines, our IQAC cell associate with the Department of Corporate Secretaryship and the Department of Computer Application and Department of Accounting Finance organized for the 1 week, 7 days online faculty development program. As we all know, research and publication are the important of academic excellence and are critical for the growth and development of the academic community. The IQAC has always been committed to promoting and supporting research and publication activity in our institution. And this faculty development program, it is one of the initiative towards achieving this goal. Through this program, we aim to provide comprehensive understanding of the research process, from identifying research areas to publishing a research paper in high impact journals. Our esteemed speakers and resource person will share their expertise and experiences and provide guidance of various aspects of the research process. In day one of the faculty development program of 7 days, first day one, Dr. S. Ganapati from SA Arts and Science College to deliver on the topic of developing passion to get into a successful academic research and development careers. In day two, there is a topic is identification of journal and the process of publication by Dr. R. Anantakumar, Assistant Professor and Head from the Sriram College of Arts and Science. In day 3, the topic is Application of Emerging Technique Available in Management and Social Science Research by Dr. A.S. Madheswaran, Managing Director, United Group of Concern, Salem. In day 4, the topic is Targeting the Correct and High Impact Fact Journal by Dr. K.P. Kuppuswamy, Associate Professor, School of Computer Science and Engineering, VIT, AP University, Amravati. In day 5, the optimization of website visibility and the ranking position of journals and publication by Professor J. Naveen Kumar, Associate Professor of School of Computer Science and Engineering, VIT from Vellore. Then day 6, do's and don'ts of academic research paper, writing step-by-step process for journal selection and publication by Dr. G.R. Inbaraj, Assistant Professor, Department of Corporate Secretaryship, Government Arts College for Men, Nandanam. The last day, that is a day 7, the topic is Journal Selection of Mechanism for Free Publication by Dr. Y. Logeshwari Chaudhary, Assistant Professor and Research Supervisor, Government Arts College, Nandanam, Chennai. So I think these kind of different kind of aspects we will think about and enhance their academic and as well as research skill, how to identify the journal, how to publish the article in the reputed journal. We hope that this program will enable all participants to enhance their research skill and pave the way for the successful publication of their research work. And behalf of IKCCL and on behalf of DBJC College, once again I welcome today's our resource person, Dr. S. Ganapathy, Assistant Professor and Head Department of Corporate Secretaryship from SA Arts and Science College to deliver the Day 1 title. I encourage all the participants to actively engage in the program and take full advantage of the opportunity. Let us all work together towards achieving common goal of academic excellence. Once again, a warm welcome to all the participants. Thank you. Over to Madam.
Thank you, sir, for the introduction. Time to short the ears. Time to know about our guest speaker. Now I request Dr. Lavanya ma'am to give us the chief guest introduction.
Here I am Dr. R. Lavanya, HOD of Corporate Secretaryship in the DBJC College to deliver the chief guest address here. It's given me an immense pleasure to welcome our chief guest of the day, Dr. Ganapathy, Head of the Department, Corporate Secretaryship in SA College of Arts and Science College. Dr. Ganapathy sir, also holding the positions of IQAC Coordinator in his college, and I am happy to inform you that sir also worked in our DBJC College as Assistant Professor and HOD in BBA and BCom ISM department. So happy to you have for the today's section, sir. Now I request Dr. S. Ganapathy sir to take over the section. Sir.
Thank you. Thanks for the introduction. I'll share my screen.
Okay, proceed.
Yes.
I hope my screen is visible to you all.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So very good afternoon to one and all present here. With this note, I take this opportunity to thank the IQAC team and the departments of DBJC College for giving me an opportunity to talk on the topic developing passion to get into successful academic research and development careers. Okay. So as a general, hope that everyone are here research scholar and academicians. Not much introduction on research is required, but anyway, I just want to say a few words about research on say it's nothing but your investigation you're doing a investigation to a prescribed problem. So the problem, how you're going to address is maybe an existing, or it's going to be a new one, where you can see the research. Research is nothing but you are searching which was already done earlier. So that is where here we have given as a new knowledge, what you are going to acquire a new knowledge or from your existing knowledge. So the ultimate aim of a research is to investigating a problem on a situation. So why research? So the next, I think the next 6 days, where you're going to talk more on research papers, how to write a paper. When Dr. Jagdishan sir is addressing in the introductory note. So the next 6 days is going to be more on more how to publish your articles, how to focus, how it gets selected in Scopus, where to publish, because nowadays when we publish in UGC listed, at some point of time it may be removed from by the UGC. So a little bit of different from the next 6 days where I'm going to talk here on a business perspective. So a little bit of I'm just going to touch upon on a corporate research where they have a different methodology of doing a research in a different perspective, in a different methodology, or the terminology that they use for the the concepts. So I'm going to touch upon mostly on corporate research rather than publishing an article. Because if you want to be a good passionate about your research, and if you want to develop your careers, first of all you have to know something unique. You have to showcase your research in a unique manner. So from the business perspective, since I'm going to touch upon corporate perspective, I'm going to touch upon what is from the business, why they are doing a research. As a general points where you can see here, identify your potential and new customers, how to retain your existing customers, and how the company is going to give a logical goals. And the goals should be a smart. It should not be a monotonous or traditional way of fixing the goals, which is something specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bounded goals to be. That is where we call it as a smart objectives, smart goals, and how they are going to adopt their market strategies. What are the challenges that they are going to have? How they are going to express their what to say, a growth or a business plan. How they are going to identify new opportunities that is prevailing in the country or the globe, across the globe. So for all such reasons, research is must. A slight terminology alone, which is differs from a normal academician perspective and as well as from the corporate perspective. So I am going to talk here mostly 99% I'm going to talk on your corporate perspective rather than academic research. So this is something, a general one, where it applicables everywhere. The base, various steps that are involved in a research process, like say how you are going to identify your problem, and the review of literature, how many studies, previous studies which was taken over by the scholars or academicians, and how you are framing your research questions, how you are going to fix your objectives and hypothesis on it, and the study design, research design, and how you are going to collect your data, either it's going to be through primary or secondary data, and how you are going to analyze your data, that is foremost important part in your research study. And finally, you are writing the report. So these are all the general steps. I think no much exhaustive explanation is required for this research process. So moving on to the next slide, where I just talking about academic research versus corporate research. So I thought it's a post-lunch session. So I just want to your attention. Maybe I just send one link in your chat box. I'm expecting an answer. This is a Google form which I'm just rolling out. Uh, can if just check your chat box. I have shared one link actually. If you click on that link, it will take you through a Google form. Uh, just showing this slide. Can you tell me what it is? Hope I think you have received the link in the chat box. Just click on it, and just it will ask you what is that in the PPT I'm showing here. I didn't get any response so far. Okay, maybe I'll take it forward. This is nothing but a Japanese a word where it talks on KI, and right hand side the symbol which represents your Zen. I think I got a response from Mr. Somasundaram. Yeah, you are absolutely right, sir. And Praveen also he has shared that it's a Japanese word. Good. So which is nothing but no like Kaizen, which is a Japanese terminology where when we talk on this, I think most of you from management oriented person and a commerce person, I think you come across this word TQM. That is the total quality management. No, like where the Japanese, they are the first one who introduced this Kaizen, and again, let us discuss what is this Kaizen and how it going to be help you out in your research. You can see the KAI is nothing but what change, and Zen means good. In other words, in an example where I can predict and I can share this one in your screen, where you can see the earlier days of cars and the automobile industry, and now the automobile industry are drastically changing. Where you can see, no, like earlier days of car and now what we are using, there are a lot of transformation which was happened in the automobile industry. How it happens? Because of this continuous process improvement. Kaizen is nothing but changes to your process. Since I'm just focusing on a corporate research where I'm focused more on corporate terminologies rather than academic oriented, but where you can connect this one with your research paper, which gives you more weightage for your research paper. So earlier days when a car is, like when we are traveling on a road or a highway, the slowdown of your car happens when you have a more air or a wind which is coming across to your car. The kilometer per hour rate which gets reduced. So due to this continuous process improvement, Kaizen is nothing but a changes in your existing process. Changes, what is the process? See, process is nothing but either it is manufacturing or even it is a services industry, either manufacturing or a services industry. When you're doing any process, if I'm going to an accounts payable process, if I'm working in an accounts payable or in an accounts receivable process or in a taxation process, everywhere the process, you can do a lot of improvements in your process. So earlier days, like when a car travels in like highway, the air which reduces your like speed of the car. But now due to this process improvement, which was done a lot of transformation, like they call it as an aerodynamic shift. The aerodynamic in the sense, even at any point of time, any wind or whatever it may be, the car will not slow down. It goes as it is, whatever the as per like your accelerator. So the Kaizen, it's one of the methodology which is adopted by across the globe in all the industries, irrespective of manufacturing or services industry. So which is nothing but a continuous process improvement. So where you can see the like evaluation of costs, where you can see where they have started with the steam engine. Now they reached an extraordinary level in car transformation, car manufacturing transformation. All such things in all stages, what happens is a process improvement. So the process, as I similarly telling, process is you have to connect with your area of specialization. That is your process. Say for example, I think since I'm from commerce background, I can take I'm interested in banking industry. So in banking industry, there are a lot of what to say issues that the banks are facing. A lot of process are there. Like say I can take an example of NPA. NPA is nothing but non-performing assets. So how the banks they are facing for the past more than 2 to 3 decades, the banks are facing this NPA, and now they are in a controlled manner. So that is the major problem. That is one of the major problem facing by the banking industry. That I can take it as a process. So the NPA, or I can take like the capital adequacy ratio, CAR. They call it as a capital adequacy ratio, where the bankruptcy, to avoid bankruptcy, RBI should have guidelines on CAR. So I can take that CAR. It's a process. So NPA, CAR, and lot other things are there. According to your specialization, you can take that it as a process. And what is the improvement that you are going to do? That is very important. See, that improvement is something and unique in nature. That is what a future research expectation from if you go for a Scopus publication, some unique suggestions, unique theory or unique concepts to be framed based on certain tools. So Kaizen is one of the tools where you can use and you can do your process improvement based on this. So where even in Kaizen, the process step which we have discussed earlier in my slide, the same again you are going to do in the Kaizen as well. You have to identify your problem and analyze what is your current process, how the NPA is working, how the bank is going with CAR, capital adequacy ratio, or some other according to your specialization. What is their current process and what are all the difficulties that they're facing, that the company or a banking or any industries that they are facing. So you have to create a solutions by using a different methodology, tools are available, and test your solutions. That is again very important. Whenever you are giving any suggestions or unique suggestions, just you have to implement it and you have to revisit again. Anything that you are going to implement, again you face a little bit of upgradation will happen. Analyze your results and finally standardize your solution. So this is the process steps which is used, a simple process steps used in the Kaizen, which is nothing but your process improvements. How you are improving your process, which is mostly in all the companies they are using this terminology, and they are also doing a research, but in different perspective. And moving on to my next slide is on 5S. 5S is something making everyone discipline, self-discipline, to make ourselves self-discipline. This is one of the concept again which it was introduced in a Japanese management system. 5S, which is nothing but sort, stabilize, shine, standardize, and sustain. These are the 5 important steps where you can inculcate in your process in any work area. Okay, so this is just I want to convey this 5S. And moving on to the next slide, which a little bit of I just want to come back with how to make yourself an academic, successful academic researcher. So identify your skills and resources. That is very important. What is the skill set that you're having? what are the resources that you are having. Like say, as I said, I am interested in banking industry. I think hope here research scholars and academicians are here, where you know like focus on a particular area. So the area of your study and your that is area of your study in the sense you must at least have a like a good knowledge on that particular area of research. That is foremost important. So how it comes when you read a previous study, that is your review of literature. What is the study which was like happened, different topics which was covered on your specific focused area. And very important part is time management, and I'll touch upon a little later on that. And understand your current scenario, what is happening, and you must have a quality of all such things. Like you should have a courage, you should have a persistence, you have a determination, you should have a strong resilience power to face the challenges. And whenever we send a paper to publish in an article, they will reject and resend it across to us. Just go and change this. This is not up to the mark of the quality of. So you must accept it and you have to do the changes. So those kind of like attitude, those kind of challenges which come across when you're going to do a research projects or even a research paper writing, whatever it may be. So you must know your strength and which area you are having a very good knowledge. Upgrade yourself on those knowledge. And huge investment in effort and time takes place. That is very important. When you go for a time management, at least minimum spend at least 1 hour time for your research. Even when you are a research scholar, after completing research, most of them have completed their PhD. But after PhD, what is like contribution to their research? So that is very important. So huge investment in the time that you have spent for a research, that is very important. So as I said, like rework your papers. You have to pay attention to details. Small things are very essential before you like publish your papers. And do not get discouraged by way of like papers getting rejected or not published. Okay. So next comes, I want all your attentive. So in the screen where you can, the one TGW is displayed. So I just post the chat box again. Hope my slides are getting moved, right?
Yes, sir. Slides are not moving.
Not moving, right? It is not moving. Okay. Okay, now I think hope it is clear, right? I didn't. How about now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So I have posted a link, TGW. You can answer what is this TGW in a perspective from the corporate side. Yes, I got one response from Ms. Sudha. TGW is things gone wrong. Yes, absolutely. One more from Mahalakshmi, Ms. Mahalakshmi, problem gone wrong. Good. Okay, let me move on to the slide. Okay. Okay. So what went wrong in your process? That is what this TGW. TGW is nothing but things gone wrong. So what is the problem statement? Say in your process, if anything went wrong, what is the problem behind your issue regarding that particular process? And you have to do a very in-depth analysis by doing but what and what is this corrective? Corrective and preventive action is nothing but you are doing some process improvements. You are doing RCA. RCA is nothing but what root cause analysis, which is nothing but your research. In research also you do your root cause analysis. As I said, I'm going to touch upon corporate research, which is something a unique recommendation where you can give your paper article by giving a unique recommendation with a different terminologies. By either it may be what went wrong or things gone wrong, like a different methodology, different naming convention where you can give according to your perspective. So the problem statement, as you all know, correction. What is the immediate solution for the problem where we cannot postpone till you do the research? After you do RCA, that is root cause analysis, after doing a lot of research, you come across some sort of automation in your process. That is where the automation, what automation that you have done, that is your corrective and preventive action. Preventive action is nothing but the same mistake should not happen occur in future. So corrective and preventive is nothing but the same mistake should not happen again in future. That is what your corrective and preventive action. They call it as a CA and PA. And you have come across a lot of alternatives and you have to come up with the final solution. All such things are recorded in this tracker. This is a kind of a tracker. Tracker is nothing but no, like either it is in a Word document or it is in an Excel document, whatever it may be. You can state what is the problem, who has done it, and what is the immediate correction happened, and how long it takes you to do a research on RCA, that is your corrective action and preventive action, and how you are going to implement in your process. That is what your final solution. So this is the tracker which is should be live document. It should not be kept, like as it is like that. It should be a live document where you have to like religiously update this document on a daily basis. It can be shared among all the employees of the organization to know what went wrong and what is the solution that they have taken for the particular problem. This comes under a team called internal control team, where it comes under research and development department, R&D. So I'm just not deviating the topic. I'm just within the topic R&D. R&D is nothing but what? Research and development department, where in R&D you have internal control team. In your process, what kind of a control can be brought in? Again, I'm insisting process is nothing but your area of expertise, your area of specialization, one core area of specialization. If I'm choosing banking, what I'm going to choose in a banking? Either I'm going to go for NPA or CCA, or I'm going to I'm going to do a research on bank rate or like cash reserve ratio, repo rate, all such things. So that is the process I'm just mentioning over here. So this is the tracker. It's an open tracker where you can, the company can, where the, you can suggest the companies You can suggest the process to have a common template and it can be shared across everyone. This will help what happened earlier. What is the solution the company has taken earlier? The same issue which occurs happen, it should not happen actually, but in a different team. In a different team which was happening, I'm going to talk on a practice which comes later. I'll tell you later on. So the internal control team under research and development have to monitor this TGW tracker, whether are they updating it or not. You can suggest when you're giving a recommendation to your like paper, research paper, you can use these kind of a terminology which will enhance your research paper. And the next one is CCAR. So I think running short of time, I don't want to share the link. I just share, I think most of you have known, which is nothing but a concerns and corrective action report. And this is something which happening in all the services industry or even any product. You will get a concerns from your customers. You will get a feedback from your customers, right? And how you are going to give a corrections on this? How you are going to address a issue? How you are going to address a issue, and what is the solution that you are going to map? This is something, the terminology where the corporates they use is CCAR. CCAR is nothing but concerns and corrective action report. Certain companies they use in a different terminology, different naming perspective. So what is the concerns raised by your customer, and what is the corrective action that you're going to do, which is very similar to your TGW. What we have discussed earlier is things gone wrong, but here the customer is raising the concern, or even I would say an employee is raising a concern against your boss or against the company. All such things, the feedback mechanism will be recorded over here, and they will do the brainstorming and they will come across a solution for this. This is one of the tracker again. This is one of the tracker where a company can maintain, and it can be shared among all the employees to know what is the solution that they have taken. Again, this is a responsibility of the internal control team of research and development to take over. So next comes is Praxis, PRAXIS. Again, this is hope my screen is getting moved, right? If not, let me know.
Yes, sir.
It is moved, right? Okay. So Praxis, it's again one of the terminology where the company they use is nothing but copying made official. Copying made official. So each one will have their own uniqueness of doing a process. So in an organization, in a company, where if I done any process improvements, if I done any automation in my process, which will be shared among other departments too. So when you're writing your recommendation, you can very well say the same process, the same methodology, the same recommendation can be incorporated with the other department's process. If it applicable actually, if it applies. So it's a kind of a knowledge sharing session. It's a knowledge sharing session or an exhibition which will be conducted by an organization among themselves, where they can share their best practices. I think the terminology what we are using is a best practices. The best practices, which is nothing but I think a NAC accreditation. When you go for a NAC accreditation, they will ask you for a unique best practices. What is your unique best practices? So similarly, these kind of a terminology can be adopted in your research paper, where you can use this terminology as a praxis. Praxis is nothing but a process improvement which was done in my process can be implemented across all other departments, where you're going to give a guidance to those people. What kind of an automation that you have done, what kind of an improvement that you have done, all such things are which comes under R&D, research and development, that is ICT, they call it as an internal control team. And this is one of the terminology again which is used in a corporate, where it's nothing but lean. Lean is nothing but uh, eliminating the wastages. Lean, the name itself where you can see lean. Lean is nothing but eliminating the unwanted steps in your process. Because nowadays the company is mostly focusing on TAT. TAT is nothing but turn around time. What is the time taken to complete the process? And cost effectiveness. What is the cost reduction for the company? And how productivity it is getting improvised, how productivity the employees are utilizing that time. When you're going to take a project on employee HR oriented, I think HR oriented or any finance oriented area where you can touch upon this lean processing. Like we use different, methodologies which you use in research statistical tools. That is different. But when you're writing a suggestions or unique, it's a kind of a like unique suggestions where you can recommend by using lean processing in your process. What is the time taken for the process? What are the unwanted steps which is in the process to be avoided? Like say if I want to if an employee is going for a loan processing in a bank, an employee is going for a loan processing. So what is the time that they have taken? And what is the productivity level of an employee? Even similarly, when a person, cashier, accepting deposit and lending, withdrawals and everything that they are doing. So what is the TAT that was taken? And how it impacts your customer service? So for which you can do the desk procedures. The desk procedure is very important when you do all such kind of RCA, or if you are doing any brainstorming session, you must have a desk procedure. So desk procedure is nothing but the process map of your process. Say for example, if I take accounts payable process, accounts receivable process. So what are all the process steps that you have? Each and everything that has to be listed out, and any unwanted step or anything anywhere, if you are taking too much of time, why that process itself will keep more time? So how you are going to reduce that? What is the automation that you are going to do? All such things which will have an impact on your process improvement, that is your Kaizen, that is your continuous process improvement. So the lean thinking, again, it's a forming part of R&D, your internal control team. So next, again, Pokayoke. Again, this is a terminology where in Japanese terminology, again, mistake proofing. So mistake proofing, as I said, the primary document is your desk procedure, which is nothing but your process map or your process steps. So what are all the possibilities of errors that you're going to be happen when you do the process? That is what the mistake proofing. So errors are detected and rectified before they occur. That is important. When you're going to do when you're doing a brainstorming with your team or a desk procedure process map, what kind of an error may occur? That is what that you are going to deduct in Pokayoke. So this is one of the terminology where you can use in your unique suggestions according to your way of area of research. Again, this comes under the internal control team R&D. And this one again, you can see it's a Kanban board where even the academician where we can incorporate in our institutions. So this is something it has 3 stages, or it depends upon your individual perspective. You can have 4 to 5 columns, or a normal tracker, normal template is you have 3 columns. One is to do, what you have to do, and what is the working progress, currently what you're working on it, and what are all the tasks that you have completed. So how you're going to correlate with your paper, that is very important. So these kind of certain things where most of us, I think some of you are aware of this, I know, But there are certain people, those who are not aware of these kind of a methodology which is available, where you can suggest your employees when it comes for HR, where you can insist on this. A company can have a Kanban board where it consists of what to be done, what is in progress, and what have completed. And even if you want, you can have a TAT. TAT is nothing but a turnaround time. How long it takes to complete, from to do to complete. So these kind of recommendations where you can incorporate in your research paper. So the most important part is your time management. So the time management, again, we need to focus on your work-life balance. Okay, so that is foremost important. You have to balance your work and as well as your life, personal life. So giving priority to your family as well as to your work. So how equally it is getting distributed, it all depends upon your individual, what to say, discipline also, I would say. So we have a lot of applications which are available in Play Stores, or even in we have a Microsoft to-do list is there. It is just showing in my slide. This is something which I used to follow on a daily practice, daily manner. This to-do list which gives you what I have to do, and it will trigger me actually if I enter any activity, and if I give a timing, it will trigger me that you have to complete today this task. And before you do any start for the day, before you start for the day, please fill this form. It is not a form; it's a kind of a a template which is available. So list down all your today's activities and give priority as well. Here you can give a timings as well. So I used to follow this Microsoft to-do list, which very user friendly, where we can manage our time. You can spend at least minimum 1 hour time for your research. Minimum 1 hour time for your research. Even those who have completed your PhD, further you have to what you are doing with your existing your area of research. What are the lot of upgradation which was happening in all the areas of all the areas. So for which the to-do list is on a day-to-day practice. Please list down all your important activities and give a priority. It will trigger you at what time. It will trigger you out at that time. You can complete the task and you can close it down actually. So why I'm just insisting morely focusing on corporate research. So even now I have given some 4 to 5 namings which was used in a corporate. There are a lot more terminologies which the companies they are using. So I'm expecting you can use those terminologies, how it works, and how you're going to correlate with your area of research. That is foremost important. So with this, I just wind up my talk. Any questions you can ask me. Hope the session was useful to you all. You can also send your questions through in your chat box. Organizers, I think no more questions. I hope that we can wind up the session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you is not just a word, it is a magic of appreciation. Now I request Mrs. Devi Priya ma'am to deliver us the vote of thanks.
Very good evening, while all present here. It's a great privilege and honor to be called upon to propose vote of thanks. I would like to thank our chief guest, Dr. S. Ganapathy sir, HOD Department of Corporate Secretariat, SA Arts and Science College, Chennai, for his inspiring speech in today's FDP session. I also would like to thank our Secretary sir, Professor in charge sir, Principal sir, and coordinators for providing continuous support and motivation to conduct this program. Last but not least, I wish to thank the faculties of various departments, HODs, students, and the technical team for their support and coordination. Thank you, sir. Thanks.
Thank you.